Now, the Reggae Boys' next home game will be played at Sabina Park, and some serious questions need to be asked of Ravel Morrison and his commitment to football and Jamaica.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz. I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz myself, but big up Gunnaz.
If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Gunnaz podcast. I'm your host, Dicanio, an Arsenal fan who covers everything Reggae Boys and local football. If you're new and you realize that you like the video, remember to hit that subscribe button and to join the family. Also, for the regular viewers, remember that every single video I do on this channel must get to 100 likes. So just go ahead and smash that like button. So in this episode, I have a few things to cover, including Ravel Morrison and his commitment to football and in extension, the Reggae Boys. Should fans be calling for Ravel as much as they are? Or are the coaches right for either not selecting him or even not playing him for the Reggae Boys? Now, starting off with Ravel Morrison, as reports have suggested that he was approached by Sheffield Wednesday, Bolton Wanderers, and Peterborough United in the January transfer window. And as you guys saw, a move did not happen. Now, Ravel is still in the second division of the United Arab Emirates, a league where stats are not being tracked globally, games are almost never aired, and it is a very low tier of football. Now, my argument is that if Ravel Morrison is as dedicated to the cause to keep his spot and take a spot in that Reggae Boys team, he would be taking this opportunity a bit more seriously, right? He would have taken the opportunity to play in England, where his stats will be tracked, his performances will be seen, and if he is as good as we paint him to be, right, and we expect him to be at the age of 31 years old, then his performances will shine through. Viewers, remember, all of our current midfielders are playing either in the Championship or in League One. Well, maybe Bobby Reid does play in the midfield for Jamaica, but he's not an out-and-out midfielder. He was a striker / winger, right? He's not an out-and-out midfielder, which leaves us with the rest of our midfielders who play in either the Championship or League One, right? So why did Ravel not push to get a move to one of those three clubs that were interested? Now, for those who might not agree, listen to this. Take away the name of the player, Ravel Morrison, and only think about the situation. This is a 31-year-old midfielder whose club career is dwindled, and the biggest possible thing that he can achieve for the remaining of his career is playing in a World Cup. He has the chance to do that with Jamaica, but over the past 2 years, he had not been selected due to not playing any football. And when he was recently called up against the United States, right, in the Nations League where we got beaten 4-2, he did not even get a minute of football. Now, for most players that realize these facts, they would do their best to put themselves in a position to prove that they are worthy of being in a squad to qualify and potentially play in a World Cup. So my question is, why did Ravel not jump at the opportunity to start playing in a respectable level again and prove his worth in this team? Does Ravel have real interest in making something out of his career and getting that best possible achievement for the remainder of his career in playing in a World Cup? Is he taking that seriously, right? Is he taking the possibility of cementing that spot in the team on merit seriously? Because how can any of us objectively call for Ravel Morrison in the team when we have not really seen the man play football for a better part of 2 years? He's at a team in the second tier, playing football in the United Arab Emirates. Games are rarely being streamed. Stats are not being recorded. How can any of us, including Steve McLaren, even justify that his potential inclusion in the Reggae Boys team is merited, right? He was called up, as I said, for the last game against the United States, where Jamaica lacked creativity, lacked leadership going forward, and he could not even make it off the bench. No one might ask, what do I think about him and his inclusion in the squad? And my response as a Reggae Boys fan would be yes, I want him in the squad because I know what Ravel Morrison can potentially do based off what I've seen in the past. So as a fan of the Reggae Boys, I want to see him on that pitch. However, as a pundit, I do not see how Ravel's inclusion can be justified based on the level that he plays on. He's not dominating that level week in, week out. And we have other midfielders that are playing week in, week out at higher levels. I think Ravel would have taken a move to one of those teams in England if he was serious about proving himself and playing a key role in our bid for World Cup qualification, right? So that leaves a whole lot of questions in the air as to how much does Ravel want this. Is he that committed? Why did he give up a chance to play at a higher level and prove himself for the final stages of his career? But please let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that specifically. Now moving on, as the Reggae Boyz' next set of games will be played in a two-leg qualification game against St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the Gold Cup 2025. The first game will be played in St. Vincent on March 21st, and the return leg will be played at Sabina Park in Jamaica on the 25th of March. The reason for this is because ISA Boys and Girls Athletics Championships is set for the National Stadium from March 25th to the 29th. So the Jamaica Football Federation was forced to seek alternative venues for the game, and the one that was selected was Sabina Park. The Reggae Boyz were knocked out of the Concacaf Nations League at the quarterfinal stage, and which means that they have to qualify for the Gold Cup, and the winners of each of the 7 ties will qualify for the group stages, which is scheduled to run from June 14th to July the 6th. The draw for the group stages of the Gold Cup is set for April 10th. Now, this will be the first time since March 2018 that our senior men's national team will be playing an international game at Sabina, and it will be the first time that I will be watching the Reggae Boyz play there. So it will definitely be a different experience, but also very interesting. Now, lastly, I'll touch on the under-17 Reggae Boyz as they failed to make it to the under-17 World Cup after losing to El Salvador 2-1 when they just needed a point to go through. Now, JFF President Michael Ricketts had this to say about the under-17s. I am proud of the under-17s and their performances over the last 5 days, Ricketts said. They have shown promise, great ability, and have represented our island well. Let us not forget that the under-17 World Cup will be held every year from now on, so we will get ourselves ready again for the next under-17 cycle. In addition to that, some of these players have another under-17 cycle in them, so the experience garnered in Guatemala will bode well for the future, he added. Now, the under-17s returned to the island on Sunday at the Norman Manley International Airport, where they were welcomed after their hard-fought campaign. Now, while the journey to the 2025 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar has come to an end, their experience has given Jamaican fans reason to be hopeful for the future. With another cycle ahead and a crucial experience under their belts, the next generation of Reggae Boyz will be looking to make their mark in the coming years. So that is it for this video, guys. Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section, especially with the Ravel Morrison matter. Do you think he's fully committed to not only the Reggae Boyz, but also to his footballing career? Why did he not take those offers? Let me know in the comment section what you think. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz, I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz, but say, but big up Gunnaz.